Stream is starting now, so we're probably gonna do this. Hey Jazz Dude, hey everyone, and welcome to today's little sample library session hands-on thingy. Oh, lots of stuff to cover today. I'm currently lost with all my screens here, so looking there. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. And so what we're going to do today is, first of all, switch to the main screen. There we go. As you can see, surprise, surprise, I'm in Studio One today because I'm actually I'm currently at giving Studio One 7, the new version, a nice little run through and try. And so far, I'm pretty happy with everything. It runs pretty smooth. I hate to say it, but actually on my system, it currently runs smoother than Cubase. It might be one of the reasons why I'm currently in Studio One. Anyway, long story short, what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at 3 new, basically brand new sample libraries that have recently come out, which are, first one, Strezov Sampling String Contours. I leave the links in the chat, but also, as usual, all the links are in the description below, where you can find more information. This is a brand new product by Strezov Sampling. One could say, well, yay, another string library. We will look into it and find out what this is all about and what this can do. The next one, because we have a bunch of more to do today, we are looking at Fluffyaudio's Echoes of the Earth. Has just released 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that. This is a, world music library. Again, we're going to look at that in more detail in just a little bit. And last but not least, I got contacted by Ari Mason, composer, viola da gamba player, I think, and singer, vocalist, and now also contact developer. She has released her first library called Fever Dreams. Company is called Fluffyaudio, and we will check this one out as well. So lots of stuff to go through today. And as usual, I did receive free copies of these libraries from the developers for the sake of showcasing them in stream and having a talk about it. But as usual, just the disclaimer, everything I say is my own opinion and my own thought. And although I, of course, appreciate these developers sending over the copies, I consider myself as I try to be as unopinionated as possible and give you my honest thoughts on these libraries. However, Strezov Sampling were so nice today to not only send the library for review purposes or for having a play with it on the stream, they also provided 1 copy as a giveaway copy today, which Strezov Sampling, thank you very much. It's much appreciated and makes the whole thing a little bit more fun, of course. So one of you viewers can be so lucky to go home with a brand new string library today. All you have to do for that is type !join in the YouTube chat. And at the end of the stream, we're going to pick randomly 1 winner that will grab a copy of this library. And we can check what the current status is. I saw that a few already did post that. So currently, yeah, one entry in the draw right now. So there you go. So if we go now, okay, 4 entries, so it's growing. So thanks for Strezov Sampling, to Strezov Sampling for providing that copy. So let's start with these guys. One of Strezov Sampling's employees, Robin, got in touch with me a while ago talking about this project and this product, and I was very excited when I heard about it. And it's nice to finally see it in the light of day and all gleaming and glowing. And I posted the link in the chat so you can check out yourself the walkthroughs and stuff like that. But what is it? What is Contour? Contour is a recorded performance with a fixed length and dynamic shape. For example, a swell with 1 bar of crescendo leading into 1 bar of diminuendo with a bow change in the middle of it. String contours allows you to play these performances and seamlessly change notes without triggering a new performance. You always stay within the initial performance dynamic shape and phrasing. This leads to a realistic and fitting vibrato as well as dynamic flow with without any MIDI CC programming, which is of course very welcome. Anything that we can do without additional MIDI CC programming is very welcome. We will see how that works. Allowing high quality results as well as a more minimalistic approach to composing due to the expressiveness of the recordings themselves. And I tell you, this thing is pretty big as well. So one thing that if we look at my current template that I have here, it's actually very, very small right now, because I am currently in the process of trying a different approach in regards to my template, which is using extensively the inbuilt browser and the presets. Because what I really love about Studio One is that I can save my instruments that I have in the template with all their routings and everything in place. One of the things that Cubase so far has not managed to do, which bothers me a lot. So what I can do is when I drag in, for example, one of these string contours here, let's start with the cello. So if I bring that in and load that, it's loading up as a Contact 8 instance with all my inserts in place, all the sends in place, and routed to the correct group track, which for me is such a ridiculous time saver. So I can save basically my whole template on the side, but I don't need to load all these instruments, even when they are disabled. So the footprint of the template itself is actually ultra small, which is pretty cool. And then I'm just in the process of building this, so there's a bunch of stuff already in here, but there's a lot of stuff missing. And so there is, it's a new approach that I'm currently trying out, and I really like it so far. It's really working well. So anyway, I loaded the patch, and let's make sure that we don't have any reverb, so we just listen to the original patch. So the library comes as a Contact Player library. It's roughly 55 gigabytes of download, so it's pretty big. And these are all the patches that we get. So we have 4 sections: basses, cello, violas, and violins. And we also have solo cello and solo violin. And all these sections have different articulations for their phrase-based performance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly send this to my main out, so I have no bus processing whatsoever, and I'm also turning that off, so we have just the actual instrument. And let's start with the violins. I'm loading the violins normale. One thing that I don't like so much in Contact 8, changing the patches takes quite a significant amount of time. As far as I can tell, this seems to be much faster in Contact 6. This library does work in Contact 6, in case you want to know. So let me just quickly open up one instance of Contact 6 and give you an A/B comparison there. So if I load string contours in context 6, the same, I mean, the same patch would be bad because it's already loaded. So look at that. So this is much, much faster. Well, not much faster. It loads, but I still have to wait for the patch to load. Okay, so my bad. It's not as fast in context 6, so it's the same. So that's one thing to keep in mind. There is a little bit of wait time involved when you want to switch the patches. It might have to do with the different mic positions and all the samples that have to be loaded in the background. So see, now there's the change. It's one of the first libraries where I actually have encountered this kind of behavior, that it takes a recognizable longer time to load. But if you are a little bit patient and can wait for it to load, you are greeted with this sound. These are the violins normale. I'm not touching the mod wheel, I'm just playing. Actually, let's turn this up a little. And so far, I have not done anything different than some other libraries that we have that do similar things. Someone just mentioned in the chat show Spitfire. And the closest that I could think of in regards to what's similar to this would be the chamber evolutions from Spitfire. And I actually just want to quickly do this and bring them in here for the sake of showcasing what's the difference, because I think that is quite significant to talk about that. So if we look at the chamber evolutions from Spitfire, it's a relatively similar concept. So if we go to the chamber waves here, besides the fact that this is not divided into individual sections, so it's just the full ensemble, but we have the kind of same principle. So we have the longest notes. But first, we don't have a bow change in the middle, but we have these different lengths. But the biggest problem is, and this is where really Strezov's String Contours comes in now, is the fact that you can change the notes amidst the performance. And this is something that is entirely new and, as far as I know, has not been done before, with at least not in to that extent that we can see it with String Contours. So let's go back here and load the violins again. Again, first patch takes a tiny little moment to load. There we go. And I actually want to have these violins normale. Right now I'm playing these patches as they come out of the box, so with the integrated reverb and the full mix. So again, not touching, I'm so used to put my left hand on the mod wheel. So not taking my hand on the mod wheel. Again, playing the same thing. But let's change notes in between the performance. And we have 4 different variations of these timed swells. We have 1 bar, 1 bar. These numbers refer to crescendo and decrescendo, so getting louder and getting softer. 1 bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, 2 bar, 2 bar, 1 bar, and 1 bar, 2 bar. So let's listen to 2 bars. Dude, these sound amazing. And then we have 2 bar crescendo and 1 bar decrescendo. That was a short decrescendo, and the other way around, 1 bar crescendo and 2 bar decrescendo. So that is just the normale patch. We have a bunch of different articulations. Let's start with a Lure or Lure. Not really sure how that is pronounced. I think it's Lure because it looks French at least, which is repeated quavers or quarter notes. So 1 bar, 1 bar. Again, same concept with these 4 different key switches here. It's actually 8th notes, not quarter notes. And look, mommy, no mod wheel. That's really, really neat. Let's quickly listen to the individual mic position. So that was the full mix. We do have a close mic. Let's actually do this with the 2 bars. And by the way, what I forgot to mention, these are tempo synced. So I think they recorded them in 4 or 5 different tempi. So you have a maximum stretch of like plus minus 10, 15 BPM. So when we go to 70, for example, with the 2 bars, or the other way around, 160. So you kind of get an idea for the concept. And it's not one recording stretched all the way. It's 4 different recordings. I don't know, maybe they did like 80, 100, 120, and 140, something like that. So most of the ranges are covered in terms of tempi, so that you don't have too many stretching artifacts and get a too fast vibrato when it's playing back too fast. I mean, obviously, when you go to some like 200, it might get a little weird. But it still sounds fine, you know, at least to my ears. Then we have Decatry. Listening to that. And let's go back to a more reasonable tempo. Then we have AB. And back to the full mix. So that is Luray. Let's look at some of the others. We have tremolos as well for the same type of, with the same type of swells. 4 different length. Again, it's a little bit, I don't know why there's such a long loading time between the patches. That's a little bit off-putting, so I would recommend to do once the loading and then save that. So you just have to activate and not have to wait for the patches to switch. But for the sake of presenting that today, we got to live with that. So, tremolos. And actually, I accidentally loaded the violas. So, next instrument, here we go. Longest one. And hey Yi, long time no see, hope you're well. So that's the violas tremolo. What happens when we combine 2 of these? So let's, for example, say we want to play the violas and the cello at the same time. First of all, we have to wait for it to load, but probably that's gonna work. There we go. Thanks to Contact 8's new feature that everything loads on Omni first, I don't really have to worry about anything, so I just can go ahead and play. Again, no mod wheel. So the playability is amazing. I don't know how long exactly the timing is. You don't even need to overlap the notes. So just by leaving a small enough gap between 2 notes, you get this consecutive performance from that one swell. So I'm not overlapping the notes. If I were to overlap the notes, you would probably trigger both at the same time. So not overlapping. So you basically can play legato with that as well. And it's actually a really good sounding legato. Let's try the viola sol tasto. We haven't had any sol tasto yet. So let's load this up. And another thing that is interesting, even though I said, look, mom, no mod wheel, of course you still can utilize the mod wheel to possibly shape this even further. So if I were to bring the mod wheel down all the way, I get an even wider dynamic range. And since this gets very quiet, what I would do is basically bump up the volume there. So, and if I turn it the other way around, start with the mod wheel all the way up and bring the mod wheel down in the center of the swell, that would probably allow me to have like a 4-bar performance that I can play legato without the need to actually really play legato. Kind of. It's a little bit out of what this is intended to do, but it's capable of doing that, which I think is pretty cool. Let's check the bass's Sol Pont tremolo. Something very, very different and an articulation we haven't looked at yet. It's still loading. There we go. Very curious how that sounds in close with no reverb. Two bars or 4 bars. Nice. And if I really want to have something beefy, what I could do is I could compress the living daylight out of it, slamming the threshold down with a very high ratio, which would give me a much louder starting point and would much significantly reduce the center swell, so I get a little bit more of an even performance out of that. Don't know how good that's gonna sound. So now it's basically getting rid of all the dynamics, so I could now push the volume a little bit. So that might work as well if you want to do that versus without compression. So then you have that natural arc of the swell there. Cool. And last but not least, we additionally to these 4 main sections, we also have the same for solo cello and solo violin. So we can, let's check the Lou array for the solo violin. Loading. Yeah, I don't know what that is. What is that? 15 seconds? That's pretty long for a contact patch to load. And then again, same with a 4 bars, double the length. Check that on a different tempo, say 90. With a different form of the contour shape. Let's push that to the extreme. How does that sound on 60? That sounds pretty nice. I like that. We had the Lure Normale. What we haven't looked at yet, there is also the Normale Espressivo. And this is the only articulation in all of the library that doesn't have 4 choices of length, but only 1, meaning the 1 bar, 1 bar. As you can see, the other ones are grayed out. So this one has only 1 length. I don't know why they did this. Maybe because it's so expressive. I don't know. Maybe you don't do expressive over longer than 2 bars. Hey, Argy. So that's... I think you can hear that this is slowed down a little bit. So let's go with 110. Aaron, just reading your comment, yeah. Fever Dreams, the new vocal library. Yes, that's what we're going to look at today as well. Nice. And then we have a solo cello as well. And especially that Normale Espressivo. Holy friggin' cow. Play that on, say, 100, a little bit slower. Once it's done loading. Come on. Thank you. Say 100. I so wish that at least give me a 2 bar option for that sound as well. I really like this espressivo sound, and I'm a little sad that they have omitted the other length. I mean, at least 2/2 might have been good for these espressivo patches, but well, it is what it is. We only get 1/1. So let's compare that with the normal patch and then with the 2/2. Give that a little bit more beef. Probably would do the very same thing on this one. Try to compress the living daylight out of that to give a little bit more, get a little bit more beef. I really like the sound of this solo cello. And yeah, if we really needed to amp it up, probably would go there, close mic, turn the reverb off, bring the fader all the way up. So now we get hopefully much closer. I really like that. I cannot really say anything about Centauri strings because I don't have them on my system. Cannot compare these, but as far as I'm aware, I cannot remember them being this straightforward with the arcs. So sorry, cannot compare that. But then again, I have to say, as beautiful as this sounds, and for me, this is a very, very niche and specific library. This is definitely not your first string library. This is something that serves a very, very specific purpose and does only that. There is nothing else. There's no shorts, there's no regular sustains. I think that just one patch of regular sustains for all these patches would have tremendously helped to make this even more rounded. I mean, I love the room that's recorded in, and the overall sound of the library is, to my taste, is breathtaking. I really, really like the sound of this library. But I do see a little bit of limited usage for swell on, swell off, swell on, swell off, and not having any other possibility. So having, like I showed, you can trick around a little bit and make it a little bit more sustained sounding by compressing the arc. But overall, I feel that just singular sustain patch would help that library with the same sound, would help it tremendously to make it even much more usable than just for the mere case of these arc performances. But I want to quickly build a full multi here with all 4 sections playing at once. First of all, I want to see how my what my CPU thinks about that. And secondly, I want to see how they perform all together. So we have basses, cello, violas, and let's do the violins. And I loaded the Sol Point to Normale. So we start a little bit more scratchy and then go into normal sustain. Let's see what my system thinks about a 4-part multi. Loading is done. We're looking at 1.3 gig. That's fine. That's not too bad. Just the full mix. We have the reverb on for all these patches. So single note. Yeah, reverb is pretty reasonable. CPU, I mean. 2 notes. Let's switch that to the full length of 4 bars. Okay, let's add a few more notes. Give that a good chunk of room and hall reverb. Maybe send that through my chain. So see how that sounds. And I I have changed the length. So then maybe add a little bit of compression to that to extend artificially the length. That's a little much. It somehow stops when I press my sustain pedal. I don't know if that is accidental. Let me quickly try that again. Oh no, it does not stop on the sustain pedal. Christian, by the way, you may want to type that join without the exclamation marks. No, not exclamation mark. What are they called? The I don't know the word for these. Gänsefüßchen. Yeah, type just exclamation mark join. Double quotes. Thank you so much. Yeah, quotation marks. That's the word I was looking for. Anyway, the sound is friggin' gorgeous. I love that. And again, thanks to Strezov Sampling for providing a giveaway copy for today. So one lucky winner. Let's check how many have entered so far. We are looking at 28 entries. So gonna be a few more probably till the end of the stream. Let's go back here. We could probably also switch articulations with these. I mean, this is sul to normale. If we change the violas, for example, to the regular normale, we might get a little bit of a different sound there. A little softer, probably. Come on, change the sound. Thank you. And the same for the one bar. Let's switch that up a little more. For the violins, maybe we use the Lou-Rees to get a little bit of movement. That might be interesting. And for the cello, we could try the soltasto, get really soft, and maybe tremolo for the basses. That might be interesting as well. So let's do soltasto for the cello. Again, the only downside a little bit is that long loading time, but maybe that's something that can be addressed in a future update, or even if it can't, well, good things take time, right? That's probably what the reason there is. So, and yeah, for the basses, some tremolo. So let's see how that sounds. Now we have tremolo for the basses, soltasto for the cello, normale for the violas, and Lou-Rees for the violins. Again, look, mommy, no mod wheel. probably gonna do that with a 2x2. Goose feet. Yeah, exactly. Quotation marks. Damn you, English knowledge. Sorry for that. 2x2, and let's change the tempo to probably 70. Give me a really long swell. There was a meaty hang. I think I re-triggered the bases there. Anyway, I mean, you get the idea. It's a fantastic sounding library with a little bit of a limited use case, but when you need that specific use case that it's aimed for, dude, the sound is breathtaking. I really like this. So we're gonna probably get this in and underlie some chords for some of the other stuff, but we have more stuff to look at today. Maybe we change it up and let's take a look at Fluffyaudio. Fluffyaudio is a library by, quickly check here. All right. Fever Dreams is the library. Fluffyaudio. That is by singer and composer Ari Mason. This is a, how can I describe that? A very special vocal library. Ari has been working as a vocalist for numerous productions on various film, television, video games, things like that. And this is her own product, her own voice, and her own idea for a contact library made from her voice. And so let's quickly look at the recap here. Fever Dreams is an extensive, singular, and deeply human vocal sample library for Contact Player created by Ari Mason, producer and Grammy-certified vocal soloist and viola da gamba player for film, television, and video games. Discover multi-tracked, extended techniques, lush morphing textures, ethereal whispers, otherworldly chants, and other pitched, non-pitched, rhythmic, and non-rhythmic vocal instruments in a stunning collection showcasing the complexity of the human voice. So, and this is also a Contact Player library. Right now, this is on intro sale. I think I forgot to mention the price for String Contours, which is 159 euros currently. Goes to 249, but I think they have a very long introductory period till at least beginning of November, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 100 euros off from the regular price, which is very, very reasonable. So forgot to mention that. Giscard, nice to see you. Hey Ruben, nice to see you as well. So back to Ari. Ari contacted me via email and asked me if I want to have a play with that on the stream, and I agreed. So she sent me a copy of the library. So that's what we're gonna look at today. 125 intro sale with code FEVER25. So I think 150 might be the full price once you're done. You can quickly check this. Yeah, 150 is the regular price. And you can read more. The link is in the description of the video. And let's dive in and find out what Fever Dreams is all about. So what I gotta do for this is just quickly bring this in. Fever Dreams, here we go. And same thing, I'm gonna send this to the main output, deactivate all the plugins and send, so we're just listening to the actual instruments. I've loaded that up in Contact 8 as well. And so we can basically listen to the presets here. I mean, look at that. That's tons and tons and tons of presets. And this is the default initial patch. Let's quickly, just to get an idea, listen to some of these previews. I mean, just a little tip generally for contact library developers. If you do these previews, maybe change key every now and then. Having all the previews in the same key and chord is a little... But yeah, you get the idea. So... Oh, by the way, if you're interested, Fluffyaudio, meaning Ari, is in the chat. Welcome, nice to see you around. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so if native doesn't allow for different chords for the preview, then I apologize. So these were just some previews. Let's give it a play. We load the default patch, which is this one that says default on the name, and playing it. Oh, we're at 70. Let's go to a different tempo, 115. So basically, beautiful interface, hand drawn as far as I understood from Ari's information videos on the library. This is a little info on what I just read in the beginning. Bespoke is probably... Yeah, you can book her for personal sessions, of course, for dedicated recording sessions, I mean. We have two sound sources, source A and source B, which we can blend with this fader, which very likely is MIDI learnable. Yes, right click and then you can MIDI learn that. Integrated reverb, intensity is linked to the mod wheel. And then for each side, we have a menu of different articulations that we can choose from. I will not go through all of them, and Ari has a very extensive video on her YouTube where she goes through every single one of these. So if you want to listen more in detail on that, I highly recommend to check out her channel and obviously give it a subscribe. But we'll listen to a bunch of presets here. We already heard a few, and then we will just see if we can work a little bit with it and incorporate that into a little bit of something that we're gonna do. So let's try chant pattern 1. Chara to me, 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 chara to me. And I'm very curious, we have chant pattern 1 and chant pattern 1 legato. I assume legato means that you can change the pattern while it's playing to the next note. Exactly. So that means you can change the notes while the phrase is playing. Chara to me like a music huturo burukoye. Chara to me like a music huturo burukoye. Chara to me like a music huturo burukoye. Tari mude chana budo kate fejilo de fera. Chara to me like a music huturo. I mean, how long is this going? Chana budo kate fejilo de fera. Chara to me like a music huturo burukoye. Tari mude I didn't expect it to run like go on and on and on. That's cool. I like that. Wow, I like that. Bring that an octave down. Ah, very creative. You can do some cool stuff with that. If we process that a little bit, let's say we send that to a big reverb, maybe a little bit of delay, and maybe put some drive on it. Let's see. I mean, I can hear like a tss behind that. Fun, very fun. Maybe some decapitator after that. Let's go gnarly on this one. Maybe Neve. Push it. Take the output down. Wow, I like that. That's very, very creative. Bring that back to regular. Maybe check out a different pattern. Pattern 3 legato. I really like the fact that this like loops indefinitely. A little bit slower and bunch of reverb on that, and you have an amazing ambient patch. So let's go with big reverb, maybe a little bit of black hole, and bunch of delay. Turn the volume down a little bit. Wow. So these chant patterns, honestly, I have to say that I didn't really have much time to spend with this library before the stream. So it's kind of a true little bit of a hands-on here. That's why I was surprised with the ongoing chant patterns. So that really, really works well. Let's check out a few more of these presets. We have breathing patterns, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the initial sound. Same thing. I mean, if you tune these down significantly, like an octave or maybe even more, you can easily create these type of Viking breath loops. I mean, if you put then some weird stuff after that, shape a box, some maybe filter modulation, creative. Or maybe even go with some presets. Yeah, very, very cool source material to digest it further. Obviously, starting with the fact that we have some amazing raw material to work with. According to what I understood, these are multi-track recordings. I think like 3 layers on top of each other. So let's go back to normal. We can also chipmunk the whole thing. That's like more hi-hat territory. Or snake. So that's breath this. Let's check out some of the pads. And turn off the preview. Thanks. So that's alien voices. Cold night. We do have some general control. Let's quickly take a look at that. Source A, source B. So we have the volume per layer, of course. And then we have attack. So for these pads, it might be useful to have a little bit longer of an attack. And then we have the key map shift, which, as you can see in the keyboard here, moves one side down or up on the keyboard. And then we also have the speed. So we can set this to half speed, for example. I don't really know what this is doing. Let's see. On this patch, not doing anything. So that might be more. And it looks like it's grayed out a little bit. So I think this only applies to these rhythmic looped pads. And then obviously we have the release, which we can extend to have that running a little longer. Yeah, I figured. Thanks, Ari. So yeah, speed is only for the rhythmic patch, which makes sense. So before I'm going through all of these, I'm going to utilize the preview function to listen to some of these pads. I like that. So what I would do if I need more range or more, we could load that again. Move the key range down on this, say 2 octaves. And move this an octave down, and that's way we easily if we don't move the octave range, I think we overlap them a little bit. Nice. We have overtone, pulse. That sounds cool. Oh, I'm still plus 12, sorry. I was just wondering. So lots of different vowels to choose from. So if we want a regular, simple, sustained oo patch, that probably might be this one. We give that a little bit more attack, more release, turn on the reverb. That's a very beautiful ooh patch for the background of the cue. Very nice, very nice. So these are the pads. Then we have vocal percussion. There's pseudo-conical. I smiled when I listened to that in her walkthrough. I like the fact that these are not fully synced with each other, so you can start them at individual times. Obviously, when you start them at the same time, you can also like offset. Even to very weird stuff. Even hide. I need that on a drum set. Let's add some drums to that. Yep, that's fun. Very cool. And yeah, I mean, there's tons of presets and these individual parts of the library. There is really a lot to go through. Even meow meow. And then you can obviously get really creative with different parts that you create left and right. And for example, we could put the voice blend on the mod wheel as well. So mod wheel controls the intensity as well as the blend. Oh, the chant is not working in the range. So there we go. Yeah, sorry, I got drifted away there. Then we Calls of the Wild. There's we haven't really checked out these, as far as I can tell. Okay, we gotta put these 24 down, decapitator on, send effect on. So that's some monkey business in the jungle right there. Ooh. Going really deep. Oh. Yeah, that's cool. That's what I'm talking about. Nice stuff there. I like that. Very creative possibilities in this library. Ari, thanks so much for tuning in for the stream today. Great for you from you being here. Appreciate it. What a fantastic entry level product! Not entry level, entry product, like debut product. Very cool. And I'm very curious as if you're gonna come out with a Viola da Gamba library at some point. That would be cool. There's not many available on the market, and it's a fantastic instrument. So check it out. Fever Dreams by Fluffyaudio. Person behind that, the mind behind that is Ari Mason, composer, singer, and Viola da Gamba player. Check out the website. I'm going to post it in the chat again, but it's also in the video description below. Very cool library. So that is, and we're probably going to go back to that in a little bit when we see, I at least want to quickly get down with a little bit of a tune or loop or something. Maybe we can incorporate that. But we have one more library to look at today. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Let's quickly check where we are with the giveaway for Strezov strings, contour strings. We're currently looking at 39 entries. If you want to grab a free copy of Strezov's contour strings, all you have to do is type !join in the YouTube chat. And at the end of the stream, there will be a random drawing to grab or to determine a winner for the library. Last today that we're going to look at is just released like 2-3 days ago, Fluffyaudio's Echoes of the Earth, a journey through time, space, and our musical heritage. So what this is doing is it's a world library, for lack of better words, or to really make it precise. Currently 149 goes to 189. I don't know how long the intro price lasts, but it was just released, so probably a few weeks at least. It's a massive contact library that brings together an extensive array of traditional instruments from cultures around the world. This 62 gigabyte collection contains over 73,000 meticulously recorded samples featuring an authentic palette of global and rare instruments. While the Zen Garden, which is one of their libraries that they released before that, look at that, how many libraries they already have, crazy. So while the Zen Garden focused on ethereal, heavenly sounds, Echoes of the Earth seeks to connect with the more grounded, primal roots of our planet. That sounds like it's working great together with Ari's library, offering a raw and authentic sonic journey through human culture and tradition. By bringing together instruments from pre-Columbian America, sub-Saharan Africa, the Middle East, and beyond, Echoes of the Earth celebrates the rich diversity of human musical expression. It invites composers to explore, combine, and reimagine these sounds, creating new musical landscapes that bridge cultural and temporal boundaries. Echoes of the Earth goes beyond being merely a simple library. It's a comprehensive tool for exploring global music transitions. I should stop reading and just jump into it, and you can read more on the website yourself if you like to. And this is not a Kontakt player library. That means you need to have the full version of Kontakt to run this. Minimum requirement is Kontakt 5.8.1. So you don't need the latest version of Kontakt. And then you can probably put it into your quick load or load it directly from the list here. I just managed to battery save the library right before I started the stream. So I have it here, Echoes of the Earth, instruments. So that's all the instrument folders that we have. But I can also go to the regular view and then load this from here. I haven't added it to the, I could add it to the list here now. I haven't done that, but we can load from here and then go through Fluffyaudio, Echoes of the Earth, and then we can look at the instruments. Let's reload this. Same thing, I'm gonna send this to the main output, turn everything off so we listen to just the library on its own. Same thing, I won't be able to probably play all of the sounds, but we will take a look at a bunch of these. So let's start with the bolon. That's very quiet. Let's bring that back to normal. I think we can, yeah, we can change it a little bit with the mic positions. Okay, let's look at the interface. First and foremost, articulations, key level, attack. So I think these are instrument dependent, depending on the instrument that we use. There is a little big button in the middle. That graphic doesn't do anything else other than looking nice. We have a three-way mixer, close, mid, and far. Aura and veil, we look at these in a little bit. Then we have an integrated reverb. And velocity. So, not really sure. Changing the velocity response of the library. And this little big button in the middle here, if we click it, there's a bunch of stuff where we can assign the mod wheel to. So right now it's not assigned to anything. So when we move the mod wheel, we see this little graphic moving, and then we can decide what the mod wheel, what mod we're doing. In this case, for example, if we say the attack, so then we can move the attack. So that's pretty clever. So we don't need to MIDI learn. That's all right there in the center. Thanks, Fluffy. Yeah, bolon is, I grabbed it from the bass folder or low instruments folder. So if we look here, Echoes of the Earth bass, bolon, that's an African bass instrument. Let's check out a few instruments. I'm gonna shut my mouth now and just play through some of these, see what they sound like. One thing I have to say, overall, I feel that this library is relatively quiet. Which is very welcome, but next to other libraries that kind of explode your speakers, just something to be aware of. Oh, there we go. Alt sustain is a little louder. All right. Let's check a few more. And I think we're going to be faster if I do this with a classic view and open that up. So, Fluffyaudio earphones. I think with an instrument like this, it makes a lot of sense to check out the mic positions. So we have a close mic. And then we have a mid mic and a far mic. Right. Check a few more. Balafon. We all know that. So this is I checked this before the stream just to kind of have a little play. I'm not really sure how much I mean, this thing is, a balafon is pretty big, but I don't know how much I like to have the lows all the way on the left and the highs to the right. So the stereo spread of that patch is pretty big. Not really sure how much I really like that. Right, Crotales. Marimba. Oh, it's still loading, that's why. I just battery saved. I'm not really sure why this is taking so long to load. Fluffy, a stereo with control would be helpful. I do like the sound of the balafon. I just feel it's a little too wide. So if you could add a width control to the interface, that would be, of course, helpful, I think. That marimba is taking ages to load. Not your fault. I think I have it on the wrong drive. I think I have that is like a bad SSD that this is sitting on right now. Should probably have moved that to an NVMe before the stream. My apologies. It's not the fault of the library. I guess that is my SSD drive that it's coming from. But it's still taking its good time. I think this is something where the velocity control might come in handy. We have an instrument that I don't even attempt to pronounce. No, I'm not going to try that. So yeah, idiophones, tuned percussion, obviously. So then we have a patch and soundscapes. We'll look at these in a little bit. Let's check out some of the percussion patches. African percussion. And here we can see the first time that not all patches have the same mic position set up. So here we don't have a mid mic. These percussions sound really good. So here it makes a lot of sense with the mic control, so if we want to get more close. My bad! Oh, right, okay. So if you click on the mid microphone, then it actually loads. Sorry, This happens when you don't RTFM. So always read the manual so you know you're not missing out. So we do have a mid position. So bringing the far back, so that sounds like this then. Nice bass in these percussion. I really like the sound of these. Pretty cool. So then we have African Arabic percussion, bull roarers, Celtic percussion, mouth harp, Persian percussion. That's quite a lot. Although, yeah, okay. Go. We even have toys. Actually, what is toys like? What do toys do? That's a nice... Very cool. Audio mix expert, welcome back. Yes, I am in Studio 1.7 right now, and I actually enjoy it quite a lot, especially on my system. Talked about that in the beginning. Had a little bit of issues with Cubase right now. But so far, really happy with 7. It's running pretty stable, and yeah. Probably gonna be working a little bit more in 7 again. Bull roarers is I have a bunch of libraries that have these type of patches. Yeah, you can do some great sound design with that. Mouth harp. And then you can transpose. Yep. Typical mouth harp sound. Talking drums. These are the ones that you kind of put under your arm, and then you can change the pitch depending on how hard you press and kind of tighten or loosen the skin. Lots of round robins on these individual samples. Right, so bunch of percussion. Again, I'm not going through all of these. There are numerous other videos out there that do that. Let's check out some of the reeds. We have a Shruti box. And that might be time to check out the aura and veil layers. Do I do? No, I'm not doing that here. Let's check some more of these. I'm doing that with the strings. So that Lucy comes with a legato patch, drone patch. Mr. Strezov Sampling is in the house. Welcome. So yeah, that is the reeds. Lots more. Let's check out some of the plucked strings. Valia. I think that's Finnish. At least it reminds me of that northern zither type sound. So let's look at these aura and veil layers. We haven't talked about that. Basically what this is doing, veil, you adds an additional sound to the sound that you loaded. So for example, let's load crystal bells. So that's very loud, obviously. We could also go with old music box. So I really like that they can create additional colors for the sound. And aura. Yeah, what is aura? What aura doing? There we go. I mean, listen to that. That was just one patch that we loaded. So putting a little bit of aura and a little bit of veil behind that. Nice. Let's check the rubab. Rubab. Da, 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 da. So fast you can jump from Arabic countries to Russia. My apologies. Yeah, so that is strings, both strings. We have effects. Let's check these out. Robin, good to see you. Really cool stuff. Very cool for sound design. Have a look at the vocal selection. Holy macaroni and cow and everything at once. We have Arabic singers. So let's start with that. Let's see. That is Arabic singer legato. I mean, this is something where you could probably start to work with contour together with a library like this. So let's quickly lay down a string bed with contour. Let's go with, say, violas normale and celli normale. I should have closed the interface before that. Sorry for that. So here we go. That is viola and celli. So let's load these two. And I'm gonna play these in 2 bars. Okay, G minor and E flat major. Let's do these two. So tempo is 110, so let's stick to that. All right. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Sorry. We're just gonna copy that over. So we have 2 patches and let's probably quantize that to death. Right, so then we add maybe Fever Dreams. Let's do a little bit of something. Fever Dreams. Breathing. Okay, let's go with a pattern. I don't know. Let's try this, and we gonna put this an octave lower. We were in G minor. Maybe we do an octave lower and use that as a bass. And maybe use halftime. Something like this. Little different and unusual. So let's see. I don't know, went a little bit sideways there in the end. Probably gonna add some decapitator to that, and also probably, yeah, let's keep that very beefy, and probably gonna compress the living daylight out of that to have very consistent performance there in the bass. Due to the tuning, I had that on -200. That's why. Not really sure why the mod wheel is messing things up here. I should probably check that in the interface. Maybe mod wheel. Oh, because mod wheel is doing voice blend. I learned that before. Remove that. So now it should be fine. Yeah, let's keep that. I kind of like that. I'm not fully a fan of that, but I wanted to do something creative and something different. So let's keep that for now. We turn it down a little, maybe do -10 track delay to make it a little bit more in time. Okay, so then we can add our little guy, Mr. Arabic Singer. So you go to, I'm sending them to the ethnic portion now. So gonna go with a little bit of black hole, maybe delay. Maybe a little more. More black hole, more delay. Looks like this guy is not reacting to mod wheel at all. What happens if we add aura to him? If I want a mod wheel control, speed, dampen, mod wheel none. How can I control? Let's do aura and veil. Let's add some silver cello strings. I don't know. I do like that. So no need to dampen. Okay, but thanks for dampen would control the voice with the mod wheel. So let's see. Not bad for a first take, I feel. A little loud. That Fever Dreams bass came in interesting. What we could do is we could probably add a little bit of Who sustain from Ari to that. So let's go with the actually let's go with the initial patch. Come on. Initialize, and then we just go with sustained vowel ooh, just that layer. No decapitator on this one. I want to have a little bit more attack, not to jump in that hard. Okay, we can bring that in halfway on that second G minor. And there's still that ridiculous compressor on. I have to turn that off. There was a little bit of a bad note in there that I did not intend to do. Let's put a little of that there. So going with a little bit of a LA2A for the compression on the vocal. Could probably add a little bit of percussion to that. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's bring in a little bit of percussion from World Echoes of the Earth. Sorry. What did I do? I said duplicate. Saving. Saving. There we go. Thank you. Just want to make sure that I'm going to reset this. So, okay. So this is going to be percussion now. Let's name this. This is Arab male legato. So we're gonna do here. Indeed, Ari's voice works wonderfully there in the background. So we have Fluffyaudio, Echoes of the Earth. We haven't even looked at any of the winds yet. So let's go with Persian Nay. So let's try this with a dampen now. If we do dampen. Probably sure that the aura may sound amazing on this one. Yeah, a little loud. Add some big call from here. Let's move this to the left. Actually, let's move our singer a little bit to the right. So you go there. And our winds come a little bit from the left. So just very different, just a little sketch of something to put in here. Could add a little bit of where's that? There we go. Let's put that there on the... That one's cool. Well, actually, let's put it in the end. And I didn't like that one. That one's cool. So... So just a little bit of a final hit there. Low end, boom, and let's duplicate this again, and maybe try to utilize some plucked instrument kind of thingy. So back to Fluffy, Echoes of the Earth. Strings and plucked. Which one didn't we have? Yeah, Salami? That was rude. I apologize. maybe just some kind of texture backing. I don't know, maybe something like this, maybe a little quiet in the background, a little reverb. That was really weird. Don't listen to that on its own. Let's listen on its own. Not too shabby. I mean, might be okay. So let's listen. What do we have? A little ethnic-y something with Fever Dream, Strezov Sampling Contours, and Echoes of the Earth by Fluffyaudio. I didn't really do Echo of the Earth much justice because there's so much more content. It's just due to the restrictions of time, I cannot go through every available patch in this library. There's so much in here. There's other singers. There's throat singing. Check out their official walkthrough videos as well. Really, really nice sounding library. What's the verdict overall? Like I said before, I try to be as unopinionated as possible, even though I do get sent these libraries for free as NFR copies, but my thoughts are my own. Strezov did something really, really cool with their Contours library, something that, as far as I'm aware, has not been done in that way. I really, really like the sound of the library. I think that it would have been significantly more usable by including a simple sustain patch, limiting it to these arcs only. As gorgeous as they sound, sometimes feels a little bit limiting, so having the option to just have a sustained note at some point in combination with these arcs would have been not a bad idea in my opinion, but overall, the concept of the library is amazing, and the sound is amazing. I really wish they record more with that exact setup, with these exact players in that exact room. I think the room sounds gorgeous, and these strings as well. So some shorts as a version 2, that would be cool, or some more Lou-Ray alternatives to get this like rhythmic movement. That's pretty awesome and pretty amazing. Really, really amazing library, in my opinion. And like I said, it is $159 intro price, goes to $249. I think it's a pretty long intro price period. Link is in the video description as well if you want to grab it. Then we have Ari Mason's Fever Dreams, $125. Currently with code Fever25, regular price $150. It's a not steep, but it's a good solid price for a premium for a debut library for a developer. But we listen to it. I think that it gives a lot of inspirational ground to keep exploring the human voice, and I think that the sound quality is outstanding, that her voice is great, that there's numerous ways how this can enhance a composition, kind of in the same way as she's doing as a singer anyway, for other composers. Great sounds. Really like the way this library sounds. And last but not least, like I just played a little bit and didn't really go in too much detail, Echoes of the Earth, more Middle Eastern centric, I would say, in regards to the sounds. Pretty clever ideas with the aura layer and the veil layer. I think that really enhances the usability of these patches and makes it even more versatile. But the recordings themselves of the original patches are really good as well. And like I said, we just covered a small portion of these sounds in here. There is so much more to discover. I don't know how long the Enterprise lasts. Fluffy, maybe give me an idea of how long that's going to last. Probably 2 weeks more, something like that. I see you arguing about the loop sustains there. So anyway, that was a broad range of libraries we looked at today. And again, Strezov Sampling, thank you so much for providing one free copy to give away today for one of our viewers. We're currently looking at 48 entries. So that is, thanks Fluffy, 25th of October. So one more week for the intro prize for Echoes of the Earth. Let's give that tune a little play. If you haven't yet, you can enter yourself for that giveaway for the string contours, string contours by Strezov Sampling by typing !join in the chat, and then after that last playthrough of this little tune that we very hastily slammed together with these three libraries we looked at today. This is going to be the drawing after that. So let's listen to that little cue, sketch idea, whatever we want to call it. Again, limited to, okay, that boom came from somewhere else. That was wavelet audio. But other than that, Strezov Sampling in green, Earth, Echoes of the Earth in turquoise, and Fever Dreams in red. Here we go. I think it started off pretty well, but it turned very weird in the middle here, so I would need to go in and massage a little bit more. That was more improvisational than anything else. Honestly, that is not good. But we had three libraries to cover today, so sorry for not being able to slam out a full piece with that in 20 minutes. Just a little sketch idea, and I could work on that and make it a little bit more pleasing, but yeah, for now it's fine. So that means last chance, !join in the chat, 51 entries. And the way this works, if you don't know, it's the second time only that I'm doing this. This is what we see on the screen when I bring this in is a little plugin that I have combined with OBS. Don't even know the name, but the thing is, here is the winner draw, and all I have to do when we're done is click on select winner. So let's look at it. We have 51. So 3, 2, 1, stop entries. So no more entries allowed. That's it. And once I click on select winner, we will have a winner displayed in the list there. If you, like on YouTube, oftentimes have a very weird YouTube name and not your actual name, for the winner, what you have to do is please get in touch with me through the Composing Tutorials website on Facebook. Maybe it might be a good idea to actually put that in the chat. So that's facebook.com/composingtutorials. And if you are the lucky one, please get in touch, and then we will take care of you. Or in this case, Strezov Sampling will take care of you. So for today, the winner is, and thanks again to all the developers that gave a copy for today to showcase. Thanks Strezov Sampling, thanks Fluffyaudio, and thanks Fluffyaudio. Rudder Ram. So exact in time for the drawing, but you're too late. So 3, 2, 1. Jonas, congratulations. You are the winner of String Contours by Strezov Sampling. No, you didn't. So that means we are done for the day and for the stream. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week and wish you all a wonderful rest of the week and weekend, and we talk soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.